see if I can make this work. Maybe it's working now. Yeah, looks like it is. Hi guys, I'm Juanita. I am attempting to be an author, and I decided I have a couple of hours to spare today. I don't have anything to do until 12 o'clock, 12:15 to be exact. And I wanted to get some writing done, so that's why I'm on here now, and I'm glad if you come with me. I do need to say that I'm going to be using Focus as a timer, and I'm sure you guys probably have seen that before on other people's channels. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it on the screen. I'm going to start a short break. As soon as that goes, I will start my stream, or not the stream, start the writing sprint. So I'm going to do 25-minute writing sprints on Focus, and I think I do want to update like some things that are coming available to me now. Last week I decided that I wanted to go to a couple of writing conferences, and I've signed up for one, and I've offered my services. I'm trying to volunteer at another one in Nashville, and I am living in Illinois currently, but the one that I want to volunteer at is Killer Nashville, and I did go to that writing conference several years ago. It was past COVID, but it was like delayed for a couple of years because of COVID. So I finally got to go, I think it was in 2021, and I haven't been able to go again since. But I really want to go. I want to be surrounded by the atmosphere, the excitement, everything there was so cool. And it was my first writing conference ever. So I was really I felt like a fish out of water most of the time, but I know what to prepare for now, and I won't be attending as an attendee. I'll be volunteering, but I'm thinking I'm still going to get a lot out of it, and that will be fun. And the second one that I'm going to is I am signed up for HardyCon, and that's kind of exciting too. And for that one, I'm going to have to drive for 10 hours to get to there, and I'm kind of excited about meeting a lot of the people. I know that Sarah Cannon has a lot of people in her group, and I'm kind of hoping that some of the people that are in my writing groups that I'm a part of are going to be there so I can meet them in person, and then I wouldn't feel as alone, I guess, there. Because I know I see a lot of people in the chats whenever she talks on her videos and she does her live streams and all that stuff, but it'll be different meeting people in person, and we'll all have a common goal. We all want to write, we all want to be authors, we all want to publish books, and so that'll be interesting and I think it'll be friendly, because Sarah has people on her channels that her community is very, very forgiving of each other. I'm not sure that's the right word to use. I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. I've got my dishwasher going and my, what is that called? A descaler thing? It's a distiller. That's what it is. Because I'm making distilled water on my stovetop. But those two things make a lot of noise, so that's what you're going to hear in the background every time I come on and talk to you like this. But yeah, and then at 12:15, my friend and I, she lives in Arizona still, her name's Monique. I was friends with her when I lived there, and we worked together, and we used to go exercise all the time together. And since I've moved back to Illinois, we've been doing this thing where we talk on the phone and we exercise. We either do like weightlifting in the house, or I think we tried to do a couple of gym. Like I had a membership to a gym, and I'd go there and she'd go to her local one, and we'd try to do exercises together, but that was very distracting, being in the gym where there's other people. And so we decided that maybe we should try to do it at home. And there's another ride, not a riding channel, but it's an exercise channel. It's Mike and Amber, I think. But anyway, they have a channel where they do, exercises that are like dance exercises, and so we've been doing those 3 times a week now. We didn't do it yesterday because I was not feeling well, and I came home from work early yesterday because of that, and I needed to have some more rest. So we have rescheduled it to today at 12:15, which is something that will be perfect timing. Whenever this stream is over, it'll be perfect timing to go right into that. And I'll probably definitely need to stretch out because I've been, working on this chair, for 2 hours by that time. And it's good to get up and walk around and stretch and all that stuff. But I think we are coming to an end of my little break and chat period. So I'm going to roll. Ooh. That is very loud. I apologize for that. Okay, it went straight into the 25-minute sprint, so I will talk to you in a little bit. Okay. That was very loud. I don't know if you actually heard that or not. I may or may not have that loud. I don't know if you can still hear it whenever I have it muted. So, if you didn't, congratulations, because that was very loud. Anyway, so what I'm working on today is, if you've watched any of my past live streams, I've always struggled with whether or not I should have my story in first person or in third person. And I was speaking to my, what are they called? It's one of the groups that I'm joined into, Mastermind group, and it's through Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive community. And I was talking to those two girls the other day, and I decided that maybe if I convert the first chapter into third person, I could share it with them and they can decide which one is better. Because I always fear that whenever let me try this. Okay, sorry. So I always fear that whenever I try to turn it into a third person, you lose some of the intimacy that you have with the character, because you don't get to have her internal thoughts as clearly. And that was something I worried about. I didn't want to lose some of that because her inner thoughts are very important, and I guess there's not going to be that many of them, but she gets these visions, and I want to make sure that I can, reproduce them properly in the right format, I guess. I don't really know if that makes any sense at all, but that's something that I'm struggling with. So right now I'm pretty much reproducing the first chapter into a new document and making it third person. And basically, I feel like while I'm doing it, I'm editing it too, because I'm finding some of the phrases and some of the sentences in the first person chapter are kind of clunky, and I don't really like them anymore. I don't know how that happens, but every time you read something that you've written before, you always want to try to fix it, and I'm guessing that's something that will never go away, but we'll see. But I'm trying to get this done. I've been working on it for a few days now, longer than I should have been, and I think I just don't make enough time to work on it, because whenever I get home from work, usually I exercise. I've been doing it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've been exercising with my friend, like I mentioned before. And then after that, it's like I've had a whole day of work, and I just don't make myself sit down and write or sit down and do anything other than, watch stupid videos on my phone. And I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos that are good for writers, that are like teaching and inspirational and stuff like that. Like, I've been watching a lot of David Perell's videos. He's been out there, he's been interviewing all kinds of authors, and it's really cool. He has a lot of really great information on there, and I do like his videos. They're pretty informative and inspirational, and he cuts out all the fluff. He asks really good questions, and it's really good, so I really enjoy his videos. And then of course I watch other people's videos too, other authors. I watch Sarah's stuff. I watch there's a girl living in Arizona who is an instructor, and she actually writes her own stories too, and her name is Andrea Severson, and she lives in the same area that I used to live, and she teaches at ASU in Arizona, and I used to go to that school, but that was a long time ago. Actually, not really that long ago. I graduated from ASU in 2020, which was right when COVID started, so that was fun. So all of my plans seem to have gone to the dogs after that, because I had big plans for stuff. Okay, which I'll talk about in the next break time, because we are about to lose that. So I will will catch you at the next break time. In the meanwhile, I'm going to mute it, so I'll try to unmute it before the bell goes off again, even though it is extremely loud. I need to fix that next time, but I'll think about that next time. literally scares the crap out of me every time that happens. I need to turn that volume down or choose a different tone or something. So I was in the middle of this. I am like completely rewriting everything. I don't know why I even attempted to do this. So now, whenever they do read the first one, I feel like I'm going to need to rewrite the first person version of it before I give it to them, because they're going to automatically see that the writing is better in the second one that is third person, and they will say that one's better automatically. So I think I'm writing myself into the proverbial corner, but that's okay. Practice, well, in this line of work, it's never perfect, but it does make you better. So I'm excited about getting to get some feedback from some people who might have more information than, like the family, because I think that if you decide to share your work with family or friends that don't know anything about writing, they're always going to say, hey, that's great, right? So you can never really trust what they think is true. I mean, they have your best interests at heart, I'm sure, but if they don't know anything about writing or about editing or anything like that, then things are going to be taken out of context, and they're just going to think that everything that you do is great. And that's not always true, so, okay. So I've got about 3 minutes left on my little break. I'm trying to think of what to talk about now. So at the very beginning of this live stream, I talked about going to volunteer at a writing conference. I did go to this particular one after COVID was all like back in check, and it was 2021, I think. And I know that I had scheduled it for 2020, but that one was it was canceled because of COVID, and so they had to reschedule it, and I think it was 2021 that I went, and it was really good, but I was living in Arizona at that time, and in Arizona I had to take a flight from, Phoenix to, I don't remember what their airport's called there, but I was from Sky Harbor in Phoenix to the Nashville, I guess, airport. And instead of renting a car, my mom and dad, who live about 4 hours away, 4 to 5 hours away, they came and they picked me up from the airport, and we all went to the hotel. They stayed with me at the hotel, and they got to have like a little mini vacation themselves, and I was there for the conference. And it was a really strange thing. I hadn't been to one of those before. That was the first time. And I did it was like a whodunit scenario where they had one of the rooms at the hotel kind of had a mock crime scene happen there, and they had people walking through trying to figure out what happened and how the fake person died, because there was like a mannequin in there that was supposedly dead on the couch, and they had this little scenario set up, and we were all supposed to go in there and figure it out, and it was so much fun, and I'd really like to do that again, but I don't know if they would let me do it as a volunteer, but I could probably still go through there and try to figure it out myself if they let me. I don't remember them having too many problems with I don't think they took down my name or anything like that. I think I could write my name down there, and then I can give myself a little scenario of what happened, my prediction of what happened anyway. And my prediction was wrong, by the way. I did not win that, but that was really fun still. And I really want to go again, but I'll be doing it as a volunteer this time, so that should be a different experience, but I should still get something out of it, I'm thinking. So anyway, I got one more sprint, and so, okay, not one one more. This is the third sprint. Let me pause this for a second. So this is the third sprint, and I have one more after this. I have to be off of this stream by 12:15 when my friend calls me. So, because we're going to be doing some exercises. I talked about that already earlier, and I'll talk about it again the next break probably. And I guess I should get started because otherwise I'll be too late. So I'm going to mute the screen and start this back up, and let's see you after the 25-minute sprint. Okay, there we go again. So I got a few minutes. Oh, this is the long break. No, we can't have a long break. Let's go back to the short break. So I think I've got one more in me. I don't have to be off until 12:15 at the latest, which is probably right when she'll call me to exercise. So I have about another 25 minutes sprint in me, so that's good. And I think I might be done with this by then. I don't know. This is like it's really confusing me because I keep rearranging things and rewriting it completely. I'm gonna make it to where the third person version of this story is going to be way better because I've rewritten it. So maybe I should just rewrite the whole thing in third person and not worry about the first person aspect, or if it's going to take away too much of her character, emotional status, or whatever. That's probably the best way to do it, since I do have other people who are going to be POVs in their own storyline, I suppose. So there's always a chance that it may not work, but I think I'm going to try to do that. But that means that I have a lot of chapters to go back and redo. So I'm gonna just do it like I had planned. I'm gonna keep the first person, keep the second or third person, and give both of those to my mastermind group. There's only 2 other girls, but I'm gonna give them a chance to look over them both and see which one they like. But that also means that I may have to rewrite the first person chapter before I give it to them, because there's a lot of things that I changed. However, if I end up keeping it as a third person, why would I go back and redo the first person chapter if it's just going to get tossed out anyway? Maybe I'll just give it to them the way it is and they can decide whether it needs to be redone or if I should just leave it as a third person story. I don't know. I'm talking about this too much, and it's been weeks and weeks since I've been thinking about it, and there's just no way to think about it anymore. I'm having my coffee still. It's my first cup, but it is cold now. However, it's like 74 degrees outside. It was storming earlier. I did have some thunder come through, and I don't think it's been raining that hard because I haven't heard the rain, because usually if it's raining pretty hard here, I will hear it, but it's been relatively quiet. However, I'm in an environment right now that is really loud because I have the distiller that's trying to distill water for me that I have to use in I can't remember what it's called now. It doesn't matter, but I need distilled water. And I don't want to buy the bottles that just end up having like thousands of milk jugs all over the place. So I just want to create my own and then just refill the jugs instead of going through the trouble of buying them and having to recycle them all. So that's it. So I think the dishwasher's done, but now I've also got this little heater on my feet, my legs. So I've actually put shorts on today, but then I actually turned the air down a little bit so it can be a little bit cooler in here, because I was actually very warm earlier, but now I'm all over the place, which is kind of normal for me these days. So there's definitely something going on with my hormones. It's just wonderful being a female in this day and age. So, one more sprint left to go, and I hope to have this finished by the end of it. If not, I'll have to finish it later, because I do want to send it to them today. So maybe they have a chance to listen or to read it before Monday, because Monday is the next time that me and those girls will be getting together. So I'll wait and see. But now it's time for the next sprint. I'll see you after the sprint. Okay, that was the last sprint, and this is going to be pretty much ending the stream. I almost got done. I have a few tweaks left to do, but I think it'll be in pretty good shape to send to the girls in just a few minutes after the stream. And then I can figure out whether I want to keep it as first person or change it to a third person scenario. And I think that their help with that will be really good. But in the meanwhile, I think I am going to continue writing in third person for the other scenes, and I will just put my main characters' chapters on hold for now, because I think I may have to go back through those and change a lot. It might be better if I'm like thinking about this particular chapter. I feel like rewriting it in third person has helped me to focus it better, I don't know, it just seems really, it's stronger than the first attempt. So, and I had already, I went through the chapter many times before this, and I thought it was pretty good, but now I'm thinking switching it into third person has made me realize that it still could have used a few tweaks, and so I'm doing that. But my friend's going to be calling me in a few minutes, and I need to get changed and put my tennis shoes on. Right now I've got some like flip-flop type things on to do some exercises. And what is that channel called? I'm going to go look for it really fast. I think it's like Mike and Sophie. That's what it's called. It's Mike and Sophie's channel, and they do a lot of like dance exercises with dumbbells. And they do other stuff too. They do like stuff for kettlebells and other stuff that we're not really interested in, some of their stuff, but we have been doing the dance with dumbbells ones. So we enjoy those. And they always play music they have music from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. And I think today we're going to do the 2010s if I'm correct. She may have done that one yesterday, but we'll see. Because I canceled yesterday's session because I wasn't feeling good yesterday after work. And, yep, so it'll be interesting to see it now. Alright. Stop that. So thank you for joining me if you're here. I hope you got some writing done, and hope that you got something out of the stream. I know I have. There's still a few more things I have to do, but I think I have to do those later because I'm out of time to do them right now. And I still will be going live tomorrow after, I think it's 6 o'clock. And so I will see you there. I don't have it scheduled yet, but I will do that later as well. And we'll see each other tomorrow. All right. Until then, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.